If we continue to listen to the guidance of the government and what they're telling us of what we're supposed to do and how we're supposed to live, we will continue to stay in these cycles of harm, of violence, of death, and of lack. They will never take care of us. We have to take care of each other. And especially if you're a traveler, especially if you're someone that wants to see the world, it's your responsibility as you go to see the world, take care of it too. Take care of each other. Hi y'all, my name's Amy, my pronouns are he, him, and I am a COVID conscious world traveler and migrant, and these are 9 reasons why I mask as a traveler. One of the first and biggest reasons I still mask and will continue to mask as a traveler is because of community care. I really do believe we must, it's responsibility of all of us to protect our most vulnerable. And also, what we're learning is that COVID-19 specifically does not just target or affect or impact the most vulnerable. It impacts all of us. It is actively disabling people. So community care is something that's really important to me, and I think this is an important aspect of community care. Number 2, masking is, at least right now, is still a revolutionary act and an act of resistance. It is not the norm. It's not cool to do anymore, and to be able to care for each other in such a visible and tangible ways, I think is not only beautiful, but it shares a message. For example, a lot of my platforms and social media accounts, I've changed my picture to specifically be a picture of me in a mask, because I understood before, even though I was COVID conscious throughout my whole travels throughout the last 4 years at different levels, and I've learned a lot, especially over the last year, being visible in a mask is important. Number one, it's important that people can find me and see me and know that, like, hey, you're not in this alone. But also, it is important to let people know, like, hey, like, this is something that can touch lives of so many people in every aspect of our lives. And it's important that we uplift that and make it visible, because one of the ways that they try to eradicate COVID or make us feel like we're in a post-pandemic society is pretending like none of these things really matter anymore, that we don't need to mask and like this is over. So if you don't see people masking, then you're not going to think about it. Well, if you click on my page, that indicates no more. Number 3, masking is anti-government. I don't know. I do know, but I always make this joke, but I always say, like, if my moral compass or my values goes completely against the U.S. government, then I'm doing something right. I really do believe that whatever the U.S. government is doing, if I do the opposite, I'm probably on the right side of history, or at least on the right track. So I really do believe, as someone who is wanting liberation, who understands that these systems of oppression must be dismantled and destroyed, and so they can be rebuilt. They can't be fixed. They can't be repaired. They have to be destroyed. And I understand also that that is a lot, and there's a lot goes into that. But to do something anti-government, I don't know, it's kind of cool, because as we see all around the U.S. right now, they're literally trying to ban masks. They're literally trying to ban people from masking. That are like, like, this is conspiracy, U.S. government. I'm like, if you believe in that so much deeply, then why wouldn't you go against what they're saying? Because what they're telling you is take your mask off. So do you believe them or do you not believe them? Let me know. Number 4. Masking is a use of self-care, and also it's important for me to name I am immunocompromised. I had COVID once, to my knowledge, and experienced horrible symptoms. I literally had a moment where I could not breathe. Like, I was scared that I was not going to be able to breathe anymore. And I don't want to die like that. Like, I understand everyone dies, but I don't want to go out like that. If I'm going to go out, I want to do something like, he went out skydiving, or that nigga was parasailing over Guatemala, and that's what I want to. COVID? Not even take me out like that. I mean, at least not without a fight. At least not without some resistance. At least not without a mask and some sprays of community care. Number 5. The reason why I still mask, especially as a traveler, is it's a sensory barrier. Especially in major cities, y'all. There's so much going on. So I'm autistic, ADHD actually, and my sense of smell is so sensitive, like so sensitive. I used to live, for example, in Mexico City, And there's a lot of smells that go on in that city. Like, you cross the street and you smelling everything, like a lot of things. So for me, it kind of acts as a barrier, but also like pollution, especially in big cities, like pollution can be a really big thing. And I notice a difference, like when I'm just walking around just free ball in the air, like my lungs, like I feel it, like my lungs are like, what is all of this? Filter some of this out. And I'm like, I got you. Number 6, disability justice. Disability justice and centering the most marginalized. I truly believe that for me, community building and all these things are really important. And when I look into my future, I think about building a community that's going to be with QT BIPOC folks, queer, trans folks, folks that are black, indigenous, people of color, people that are neuroexpansive, all these different things. People that are disabled. And so for me, it feels like a misalignment of my values if I'm saying I want to build community with these same people, that I'm not doing what I need to do to try to keep me and them, like to keep them safe, like intentional care and love that I think community really needs. And being COVID conscious, wearing a mask, just a simple thing as that, is such an act of taking care of each other. So if I want to be in community with disabled people, I need to be intentional in learning more about disability justice, which I still am, and also masking and keeping each other safe from this. Number 7 reasons why I mask, especially as a traveler, is it works and it matters. So masking literally reduces the spread of COVID and other airborne illnesses and viruses and all the different things. And spreading and reducing the spread, especially the spread of COVID, literally saves lives. So especially saves the lives of people that are the most vulnerable. So I do it because it works. It's effective in doing what it needs to do. Me wearing a mask is going to reduce the things that I have in my body, and so they're also going to reduce the amount of things I am breathing in or going in my mouth of other people. The last reason, and a very important reason, that I mask, especially as a traveler, is people are disgusting. Y'all, and where to shoot if it fits you, y'all are nasty. Especially being on planes and trains and buses and different types of public transport. There's a time in my travels where sometimes I had a choice, sometimes mostly from circumstances, I had to live in hostels. You're around a lot of people. You're exposed to so many people and their germs and their viruses and their sicknesses and all these things. And people be coughing and they don't cover their mouths. They be sneezing and don't, cover their face. And people just don't really have a consideration of how their actions are impacting others. Like, you being sick and staying in a hostel can literally disable this whole room of people, and you're not even taking any precautions. So I cannot trust people to do their responsibility, unfortunately, because of all the misinformation and the ways that this pandemic has been, I don't even know the word, horribly misrepresented. So I have to almost do the due diligence for myself and the extra protection from others, because I can't trust the people around me to hold up their end of keeping me safe. So right now, a lot of COVID conscious people are doing the job of one-sided masking, because we can't trust our community. We can't trust the people around us to also hold our care and our health and our needs to survive. So unfortunately, as COVID conscious people, we have to do that extra work of not only protecting ourselves, but also thinking about what other folks are not doing and trying to compensate. And the last but not least reason, I think it's super important that if I'm going and I'm traveling to places and I'm wanting to learn and grow and have all the experiences in these places, the very least I can do is do my part to keep people safe. As a traveler, I'm going around, like I said, I'd be on buses and trains and around so many people. I think travelers are some of the people that are around and exposed to so many people. I'm more likely to bring harm to a place that I'm going than they are to give harm to me. So like when people say, oh, I traveled this place, and they're not even masking, I don't care. It's important for me to do that due diligence. I think it's my responsibility to do what I can to keep the places that I'm traveling. Like, if I care so deeply about the community I'm building and the people I'm meeting, and the connections I'm having, especially if I'm in a vulnerable place or a place that is rural or doesn't have as many resources because of imperialism and all these different things. Um, it is my onus as someone with the resources to put a mask on, to take a test, to take that extra mile, to keep that consideration of not only the health of me, but the health of people around me. So as a traveler, I think the very bare minimum we can do is take on the onus of, hey, I've been around a lot of people. I've been doing a lot of things. The very least I can do, especially if I'm going into like rural or like any type of community that is not my own, take care of folks. Take care of them. Show the level of care and consideration you would want. And if you wouldn't want that level of consideration, think about what someone in your community, the most marginalized person in your community, think about what they may want. I think as travelers, we have a responsibility to not only keep each other safe as travelers, because we all know like there's this overall feeling of like looking out for each other and being there for each other. We have that, and I think we have that same responsibility to extend that consideration, to extend that care, and to extend that looking out for each other to the communities and places we're traveling to. Because the last thing we want to do is leave a place worse than when we found it. And many people don't know when they're traveling and they're not taking precautions what the impact is after you leave that place. How do you know you didn't just go somewhere and make a whole bunch of people sick because you were asymptomatic, because you didn't mask, because you didn't take any precautions? Let's leave places better than when we found it, and let's leave the level of care and attention that we're wanting to build in the new world. If we continue to listen to the guidance of the government and what they're telling us of what we're supposed to do and how we're supposed to live, we will continue to stay in these cycles of harm, of violence, of death, and of lack. They will never take care of us. We have to take care of each other. And especially if you're a traveler, especially if you're someone that wants to see the world, it's your responsibility as you go to see the world, take care of it too. Take care of each other. I love y'all. Also, going somewhere and spreading disease, I'm sorry, but that's colonizer behavior. But let's move on to number 2.